Morning, everyone. It's Coach Mo Fall here for Daily Mo number 12. And in this episode, I want to cover a very perplexing topic, free will. And I'm going to cover it from a perspective that I'm going to include some biblical references. So hold on to your hats about what I'm about to talk about with free will. I'm also going to talk about that all too often thing that we're always looking for signs to point us in the right direction or to affirm that we're in the right direction or just to make sure that our God or the universe is really there looking out for us. So we're going to talk about this deep topic because it's a pretty deep one. And if you get this one, if you get in the zone of this topic, if you can practice the things we talk about today, if you can practice them over and over, and if this can be a lifestyle for you, you will absolutely have the life that you want. If you fall into the trap that so many of us beautiful human beings do, the trap of the physical senses. If you fall into that trap, you're not going to be utilizing the most powerful lever in the universe in order to have the life that you want. So let's go ahead and dive in. If you don't know me, which many of you now do, I'm Coach Mo Fall. I'm an executive and career coach. I help women up-level their careers and lives by helping them bring their soul back to life and then bring their soul to work. You see, when you're lined up with who you are at the best parts of you, and you can then exert your gifts, talents, education, experience, expertise into the world, lined up with your soul's power, you're unstoppable. So us mere human beings usually aren't taught how to do that. So we tackle that in a 12-week workshop called the Kick-Ass Career Workshop. And there we have group dynamics, lovely professional women, just totally up-leveling everyone and getting our ladies into their power source. That's what your soul is. So let's talk about free will and looking for signs. So free will is basically your God-given human freedom to basically make choices every single second that you're alive. You're making a choice right now to be here and join me on Facebook Live. You're making a choice to have gotten up or not gotten up. You're making a choice to whatever you drank for breakfast or before breakfast. You're making a choice whether you meditate in the morning or not. You're making choices about journaling. You're making choices every single second. And the deepest choice you make every single day is how you're going to feel. Yesterday and the day before, I talked about overthinking, and I talked about how thoughts are things. Here's the secret of feeling. Feeling has magnetic power. Thinking is electric power, so to speak, in the quantum world. So what you feel is what you magnetize to yourself. So this is why I'm so passionate about helping women overcome job trauma. Because typically when we have a toxic boss, toxic work environment, perhaps we've quit or gotten fired or laid off from a job, we have job trauma. We have a nervous system reaction that is encoded deep in our physiology, and it is creating an energetic ripple effect of how we feel about ourselves and our worthiness. It's a deep wound. And if that is not solved, cured, treated, and brought back to life, just like if someone would stab you in the intestines, like you're not going to keep the knife in there and pretend you can live life normally. You're going to have to pull the knife out. You're going to have to get surgery to repair your intestines and your abdominal wall. And then you're going to have to heal from that. If you don't, you're going to continue to have problems and possibly even bleed to death. I've seen so many women suffering from job trauma that they're literally bleeding to death at the soul level. Maybe I'll talk about that another Facebook Live. But today on free will, I'm talking about you having the free will to feel whatever you choose to feel in every single moment. Now, here is the seduction of the senses. Our physical senses have us convinced that we can only react to what is in the world, in the physical world. The universal laws follow these principles. Number one, the physical world in which you're living is an outpicturing of your thought, feeling, energy from the past. So every thought, feeling, energetic ripple effect that you've made is the outpicturing of your world. Please don't take blame or shame into this. That's just the way it is. The universal laws are objective. They're not personal. So there's no personal feeling necessary about, oh my God, does that mean I've created my shitty life? Yes. Okay. It does mean that. It also means that you can change it immediately. So the outpicturing in the physical world is not anything to be reacting to because it is historical manifestation. So do not get caught up in the physical world. Today we're having some rain here in South Florida, and old me would have gotten caught up about it and complaining and, oh my goodness, I can't go outside, I need an umbrella, I'm going to get wet, I'm going to my sister's MBA graduation today, and woe is me. Or I could be completely impersonal and not attach meaning and not go into victim stance about rain. Oh, it's raining today. Okay, I guess I'll need an umbrella. Okay, I guess I'll have to plan accordingly. Okay. So I can choose to add feelings to the rain or not. Now, if I'm in highly energized state of victimhood, job trauma, if I'm not feeling great about my work and how much money I'm making, I'm going to be feeling victim-y on everything I see in the physical world. I'm going to perpetuate feelings of victim status in the physical world because if I stay there, I will find things in the outpicturing of my life that will energize and attract in and be consistent with how I'm feeling if I don't exert free will. If I exert free will, I now have choices. So I don't have to feel victim-y. I don't have to feel anything about the rain. Whatever meaning I attach to it is my job, my problem, my choice, my free will. But I'm telling you this, once it's in the physical world, there is nothing to do. The physical world is the past manifesting right now. Did I make the rain? Of course not. It's a variable of what happens in weather. That's just what it is. So no problem there, okay? My free will is how I'm going to feel about it. Once I choose a feeling state, I have now begun to create a ripple effect into the quantum field that is going to be my attractor pattern. So if I start bitching about the rain and complaining and finding everything wrong with it, guess what my attractor pattern is going to be for the next couple of hours or for the day? It's going to be consistent with that feeling state. So you get to choose every single day, every single minute, every single second, the feeling state that you want to be in. You get to choose, and no one can put you in a feeling state that you don't give them permission to be in. So if you think your boss makes you miserable, guess what? You've just given her power over your feelings. Not a good move. Not a good move at all. Now you have relinquished your free will. This is not powerful. This is going to put you in victim. And here's the thing, you're going to look for power somewhere else because once we give it away to someone, we need to balance the scales. So now you have a power deficit and now you're going to be a jerk. It's just the way it goes. It's the universal law. I know you don't want to be a jerk, but when you give your power away, you will be needy and you'll just be a jerk because you're going to want to fill that power void. And it's not going to look pretty because it's a very dysfunctional pattern. You have free will on who affects your feeling state. And my advice to you is to get to a place where no one affects your feeling state, that you are in a feeling state of your own choosing. Now, here's where manifesting your life comes into play. You get to choose how you feel, free will. You get to choose how you feel about your current situation, free will. You get to choose how you feel today, regardless of your current situation. So if I want to feel awesome and top of the world and live in an emotional state that is joyous and full of delight and expectation and fun and just enjoying everything, then I am going to attract more of that. Free will. Free will. I get to choose where I hang out emotionally. My feeling state is 100% up to me. Your feeling state is 100% up to you. And in our 12-week program, which many of you have gone through or are in, you will learn the foundations of bringing your soul back to life so that you now have your own internal power source and you don't need to look out there to have feelings. You will have your own feelings about your own self and they will be awesome. If that's not where you're hanging out, you've got a problem that needs to be fixed. If you are hanging out in a less than great feeling state, you must fix your problem. Or universal law, not that it doesn't like you, but universal law only responds in an objective way. So if you're feeling crappy about yourself, your circumstances, your job, your marriage, maybe your kids have gone astray, however you feel is what you're going to bring back to you in your life. It is the universal law. There is no way around it. There is no skirting it. There is no pretending it doesn't exist, because no matter how you feel, you are sending and transmitting into the universal quantum field. And that universal field will take those feelings and create circumstances and energetic patterns that match. It's what it does. And the only way you get what you want, the only way that you get what you truly desire is to match your feelings with that free will. When you match your feeling state with what you want and you ignore the current outpicturing and you do not attach feelings to that, you will have more of what you desire. It's tricky. It's not easy, but it is simple. The simple fact is your feeling state attracts, and your feeling state is creating the outpicturing of your world. 100%, 24/7, every single day. It doesn't stop. It doesn't take a break. And if you go to sleep feeling crappy and worried and full of anxiety, you will wake up in a crappy state, and you were emitting that while you were sleeping anyway. So it's crappy. If you want to fall asleep in a better state, fall asleep with gratitude in your heart. Fall asleep with blessings permeating through your body. Fall asleep in the delight of the fact that you get to have a life and you get to enjoy it and you get to experience other humans and you get to, and you get to, and you get to, and you get to. Fall asleep to that, and then you've already got 6 to 8 hours in the bank of awesome attractor pattern. And then when you wake up, manage your feeling state from there. And when you manage your feeling state from there, it continues to unfold consistent with that. Your free will is dictating everything in your life, like it or not. This is the universal law. It's how things have been put together for us. And once you get that, You will begin to migrate toward miracle making, creation making. And look, I'm not saying that it is easy, but it is simple. The women we work with over 12 weeks, many of them get this in the 12 weeks. Many of them get it earlier than the 12 weeks, and they begin to manifest more beautiful things in their lives. And are there struggles to go through to get there? Absolutely. Because most of us have a lifetime of having some scar tissue and some energetic blocks on our soul. And those are usually unconscious, unknown attractor patterns that are sort of stuck there. And we are progressing and feeling the way we want to feel and doing gratitudes and doing our brags and living in that state. And then there's this thing. But all of those things that are attached into your energetic body, that are scar tissue or blocks that you have, they do want to be released. And when you have enough soul energy, you will be able to release them without resistance. But your soul energy has to be powered up enough so that you can handle it. That's why they are not taken care of yet, because you don't have enough intrinsic internal soul energy in order to really feel it and see it for what it is and allow it to release. So these things become like Velcroed on. And now we have a negative attractor pattern that by default is stuck to us. And so choosing the feeling state we want gets a little complicated because we have all of this negative attachments on ourselves from our family of origin, from school, from an ex-boyfriend, from a friend who called us a jerk or said we weren't pretty or whatever the case may be. We all have scar tissue. We all have energetic blocks that have to be released. And if you're doing the work to increase the vibration of your soul, you're going to have enough soul energy power to go into that space and work on it and release it. They just don't release on their own. They have to actually be visited. And so in our workshop, we do a lot of that. We do a lot of visiting on these energetic blocks. So your free will is yours to use every day. You choose how you want to feel and how you want to react or not react to the external world. And so let me handle this whole thing about signs for a second. So you got the free will thing? You got it? You got it? I want you to feel consistent with who you want to be and what you want in your life, regardless of what's going on out there. Which doesn't mean if you want to be a millionaire that you start spending like a millionaire. It means you start feeling what you would feel like if you had $1 million in the bank. How would that feel? How would you feel every single day with that reality for you? That's how you choose free will to feel today. You don't get too bothered by the outpicturing you've already created. So craft a desire, feel consistent with that desire, and just practice feeling that way. If that desire is too far out there, you're not going to really be able to authentically feel that way. So you have to bring things closer in. So let's use the $1 million as an example. If your brain is saying you'll never make $1 million, who are you kidding? Like, you can't get there then. So perhaps what you have to do is say how you're going to feel when you get that $100,000 job, or how you're going to feel when your boss acknowledges you in a proper way. Whatever is that is closer to something you can desire and amp up your feeling state, that's what you choose. That's what you pick. And then your free will is that's how you're going to feel now. 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 So if I want to be sitting next to Oprah on Super Soul Sunday, I don't worry about when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. I get into the feeling state of what that is. I get into the feeling state of after the fact how I feel. Because if I feel into what it's going to feel like to get there, I have some resistance. So I would feel what it feels like after the cameras stop running and Oprah and I are just like hanging out and chatting about life and the universal laws and how I've helped hundreds of women with their careers and what that feels like and and we'd just be chatting, and then we'd probably have like a fruit salad or something. And I'd be tasting watermelon in my mouth and enjoying the sun and wearing clothes that I feel awesome in and all of that stuff. That's how I would feel after the accomplished desire. So I want to be in that feeling state. As a matter of fact, I might go get some watermelon right now. So I can be in that feeling state and be consistent with that and not fight against it. Here's the thing about signs. Don't look for them. Because when you look for signs to see if you're on the right track, it is the epitome of self-doubt. It is the epitome of lack. So if you're like, well, I'm going to feel that way as long as I get some signs, then you don't believe in the universe. I mean, then you don't have any faith. So that's lack too. So if you're looking for signs to see if you're on the right track, you have not gotten the feeling state, and you have not gotten into your own truth and certainty. So stop looking for signs. You can be delighted when the universe gives you a wink and a nod. You can totally get delighted. You can get delighted when there's ease and flow and things feel like they're unfolding with such ease that it's just amazing. Feel that. Don't look outside yourself for validation or signs. It is the kiss of death for your desires. It is, because it is absolutely self-doubt. It is absolutely scarcity and lack. And it is absolutely a lack of faith. What? Don't do that. It's going to kill your desires. Oh, I'm not going to feel that way until I get a sign. You know, and from time to time, when we talk to a woman on a clarity call and we are 100% sure we can help them and everything is like nailed down, locked down, we got this, I need another sign. Or I have to pray. Really? I think the answers to your prayers are right here. So if your life and your career are not what you want them to be, and what I'm talking about today is something that eludes you, or you just need better expertise and more practice and accountability and to hang out with people who are all doing this rather than to hang out with all the people in your life that don't get this, or hang out with all the people that are going to tear you down and pull your feeling state away from where you want it to be. Work with someone who's going to help you get ingrained in the universal laws and craft a life that's going to be delightful and awesome, and that you're going to learn how to do this. You could certainly choose me if you'd like, and so many of you have done that. I do know what I'm doing in crafting strategies to help women lift their souls and get an outcome about it. We don't just dabble in these universal laws for fun. I want you to have an outcome in the physical world so you can enjoy your existence, because the law of attraction is interesting and the universal principles are 24/7 working for you. But if you're not able to get true outcomes in the real world, I don't see the point, honestly. And it's inconsistent. If you know about the law of attraction, or if you're practicing all of these principles, you have to be getting a positive outcome in the world. If you're not doing it. Or let me say it a different way, because that's not true. Whatever you're getting in your life is the thought, feeling, energy that you're putting out there. So if that isn't what you want, you need a tune-up. You need someone to take you by the hand and show you a different way. And many of you are in the midst of getting a different way, and in the midst of learning these basics, and in the midst of trusting yourself and bringing your soul's energy up to a certain vibrational level that you can actually change things for yourself. And that is the key. If you do not have a strong enough soul, you will not be able to change your life. Plain and simple. Again, back to the stabbing in your gut. If you keep that knife in there, you will die. If you pull the knife out, you will bleed to death. So those aren't two good options, if you ask me. I mean, some people may be okay with that. Honestly, I don't like to talk that dour. But here's the thing. If you've got a wound in your life, it's showing up in the experiences that you have. And you've got to get treatment for it. You've got to bring your soul's energy back to life. Get aligned with your power. Totally own who you are. And send thought, feeling, energy out into the world that is consistent with who you are. All of that gets lined up. And if you're working with me, we get that done in the first couple of weeks. And then you got to practice it. Because your old life is still out there reverberating from what you've created over the last couple of decades. So, it's just like if you would go to surgery, you don't just have surgery and then you're done. You have surgery, you're going to have a little bit of pain after the surgery as your body's healing, and then you're going to have to heal over time. And you're going to have to stretch that surgical area and move it and get back into some type of, whatever. Broken foot in August. I know all about that stuff, okay? I know all about it from a variety of different ways. So today, feel your free will toward your desires. And number 2, stop looking for signs, because it is the 100% guarantee that you're not there yet. So if you're looking for signs, or you're looking for God to do something extra special to prove to you that you're on the right path or whatever, you're in lack, you're in distrust, you're in scarcity, and you're in self-doubt. All of those things are the lowest vibrational places you can hang out. So just stop looking for signs and start feeling how you want to feel and progress along that way. Again, it's not easy, but it is simple. And many of us need help to do that. I've had a coach of one way, shape, form, name, or another for 20 years. 20. Have any of you had coaches for 20 years yet? I don't know. So maybe I'm a little further ahead of the path, or maybe not, but here's what I do know to be true. You've got to bring your soul's energy back up in order to have the life that you want. And that means you've got to own your power and be awesome. And you have free will every single day to choose that. So go do that today, okay? Go choose free will and go feel awesome about who you are, and only feel awesome. No matter who is knocking on your door, or what the weather's doing, or what your boss or coworkers are doing. Demand for yourself to feel awesome no matter what. Be independent of the external world, and you will begin to bend it and shift it toward your feeling state. Guaranteed. It's how the universe works. Take it from me. This is Coach Mo. You can find me at mofall.com, everywhere on social media. And for the next 18 days, 18 more of this, guys. That's kind of awesome and fun. The Daily Mo. It's been a pleasure to have Daily Mo 12 days in a row. We're going for lucky 13. And for those of you who are following me or in my workshop right now, you know all my team is getting together tonight and tomorrow for a full team retreat. We're going to make things better than ever in our workshop and with the work that we do. So hang on, because I'm exerting my free will and my soul's power, and we are taking it up a few notches. So have a glorious, glorious day 12. Exert your free will, feel how you want to feel, and shout out to our latest joiner here, Kathy. Congratulations on landing your dream job. It's an awesome, awesome impact job, and you're freaking awesome, and all of you are awesome for joining me here each and every morning. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, or 8:03, or 8:05, or 7:58. That's kind of how I roll. You know, This is the Daily Mo. See you next time. Free will, and stop looking for signs. Your truth is inside of you. Bye now. Have a great day.